Hey everybody, Mrs. Peterson here, and I'm going to show you how to begin your snowman animation in Photoshop. I have already downloaded the holiday color scheme and I've put it into my folder on the desktop. I want to do that as soon as I download it so it knows where to go. Now I can go up to File in Photoshop and Open, or I can take this is a shortcut, and I can grab it and I can drop it onto my Photoshop. See how the color changed? If I drop it onto that Photoshop, then it will open in Photoshop. Let's try that again. I waited too long. Drop it on Photoshop and it will open it. And if you notice, I'm going to go ahead and maximize this. This is the color scheme for the videos this year. So these would be the colors that you can use. You cannot use black, you cannot use white, but you can use all of these colors. And if you'll notice, the hex code is on each one of them. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the name of this so that it reflects my name. So I'm going to save as, save on my computer. In my folder already, because that's where I dropped it, and I'm going to call it Allison Peterson dot snowman. Snowman. And I'm going to save it. And now that Photoshop document, just say OK. This Photoshop document is now in my folder with my name on it to always go back to. This is great. It's RGB colors. What do? We always duplicate our background, Command J, or you can go to the cheeseburger here, duplicate layer. And then I'm going to add some new layers. So down here at the bottom, I'm going to add 5 layers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to name them. So I'm going to click twice on this slowly, and it's going to let me change the name. So this is going to be black. The next one is going to be bottom. If I could spell right. The next one will be middle. And what I'm doing is I'm clicking on it once, and then I'm clicking on it twice to get that blue lettering, and then I can just type right after that, and it's going to be head. We'll use some other layers next. So the bottom one is black, so let's go ahead and fill it in with black. It doesn't matter what colors are here. You're going to go and grab the top color and make sure that you turn it black. We'll go all the way down to the bottom. We're going to push OK. And now we're going to be ready to fill this in black. So we're going to grab our paint bucket. So about 3/4 of the way down, it might be a paint bucket or it might be the gradient tool. You have to hold it down to make sure. We want the paint bucket first, and we're going to fill it in black. And that just hides our color scheme for just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and click on the bottom layer here. So the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to choose 2 colors. So I'm going to unsee my black background, and here are my color schemes. We're going to be making a snowman, so we want to make sure that we can pick snowy colors. These are all our whites. This is a color. This down here is a color. You could probably even pick a green, just depending. You could pick this neutral color. So I'm going to go ahead, and I think I'm going to choose. Somebody said don't use yellow snow. So I'm going to do EFFAF9. So I'm going to grab this top layer here. I'm going to see this is highlighted right down here, and I see that I'm going to just rewrite this number right here, and I'm going to type EFFAF9. And there is my color right here. I'm going to say OK. And then there is a little arrows that go back and forth here. I just want to click the bottom layer. No, I don't. I want to flip those arrows. Sorry, cancel. EFF, yes, okay. Now this top one is black. And now I'm going to pick another color. So I think I'm going to pick this medium lavender. And actually, I'm going to pick this. Yeah, I'm going to pick this medium lavender. You can pick any other color because all these colors are in the color scheme. Although there'll probably be green trees on whatever scene we're doing. So maybe not green. It's up to you. It really isn't going to matter what we do. So I'm going to pick that color. One way of doing it is typing it in here. But the other way of doing it is watch. I'm going to touch that color. F3, ED, F6. There it is. It's the same color. So you can use your color picker to pick it as well. So either way, you're going to get those two colors. So I have, whoops, I've got the lavender, and I want to change my black, and then I'm going to make my black this, the EFF. And I say, okay. So now I have the lavender and the blue, those two colors, very similar. Okay. And it'll work. I think actually I'm going to make this lavender the darker lavender and push OK. I think that'll be better. They're just a little bit different colors. I'm going to put my black layer back on over here on the right side and see my black layer, and I'm going to make sure that my bottom layer is highlighted. If you look, there's a box around that, because now I'm going to start building my snowman. I'm going to go up here, the second one down. There's called the elliptical marquee tool. And if you just take your cursor and you draw it aside, you can get an oblong or a circle, or you can make it a tall snowman. I don't mind it that they're oblong, but if you're a type of person who really wants a circle, if you hold the shift key down, hold on, shift, then it will make a perfect circle for you there. I don't know why I just did that. Let me try one time. Shift. There we go. Perfect circle. I personally don't need that perfect circle, so I'm just going to kind of make mine a little bit oblong, because if I'm making a snowman, it's not perfect anyway. If you see, there's dancing ants around that. And so now what we're going to do is we are on the right layer. We have what our bottom layer is going to look like, and I'm going to roll down here. Right now, it looks like the paint bucket tool, but I'm going to pick the gradient tool. You see that? Gradient tool. Now it looks like a gradient. I'm going to go up to the top, and I'm going to pick the second one in that is called a radial gradient, which means a circle gradient. And I already have my two colors. I have the light gray and the lavender. Because it's a radial gradient, I'm going to start from the inside and move out and let go. And if you'll see, kind of the middle is brighter. If I wanted those two switched, I could do it again, and I would have the darker color in the middle. There. Oh, that's kind of nice. It's kind of hard to see because my color that's better. There. So I can have the darker color in the middle or the lighter color in the middle. I'm going to go ahead and switch it back and put the lighter color in the middle, so it kind of looks shiny. So I have my lavender bottom, and then the last thing that I want to do is deselect. So I can deselect by going up here to layer. Let's try that one more time. Deselect right here. But what I really like to do is just use the keystroke, which is Command D, so I can do select and pick deselect. Now I've got my bottom layer. So what am I going to do? I'm going to repeat that. I'm going to go up to the middle layer here on the right hand side and grab the middle layer so it's highlighted. I'm going to go to my marquee tool, and I'm going to do my middle layer, which is a little bit smaller because it's a snowman. Don't worry if it's a little bit off center, you can fix that later. I'm going to go to my gradient tool. I've already selected what I want there, and I'm going to there's my next layer. I'm going to deselect, Command D, and I'm going to go to my head, and I'm going to pick the the elliptical marquee tool. I'm going to make my head, which I know it doesn't look off, but it looks the right proportion. I'm going to go ahead and go to my gradient tool, and I'm going to make a gradient on that. Pretty good. I'm going to deselect, Command D, or you can use the select button up here. And then I'm going to go ahead and move these to where I want them. So again, I picked the selection tool, the north, south, east, west. And now I can move those exactly to where I want them. Now we've got the beginnings of our snowman, and we'll add some faces and some decoration, and then we'll start animating. This is the end of the first video. I love you. I miss you already. Go out and change your world for the better. Yay!